Welcome to our Queen Sugar Season 7, Episode 10 recap live reaction. Yes, there are two more episodes left. So you guys watch it on the app. So the preview said there's one episode left until the series finale. And I'm happy that it doesn't have just one episode to wrap it all up. And I feel like, I feel like it's going to finish like with a bang. I feel like it's going to finish super strong. So I'm really excited about it coming to a close, but coming to a close in a way that I feel like does the show justice. While we're waiting for people to join, I just have to ask, did y'all watch Atlanta?
No, but
yes, I haven't finished it yet.
I haven't finished the newest season.
This new season is so fucking amazing. And I'm like, anybody watching this shit? Like, I can't. I'm just shocked. Nobody is talking about it. Like, I was looking on Twitter. I was like, okay, did I just miss the Atlanta Twitter section or what? I'm like, what the fuck? Because it is so fucking good. So, okay, we're gonna talk about it.
No, last season was good. So
last season was good. This season though, they did that shit. Like, I mean, I actually like. I legit want to go back and I will watch the whole series again, but I could probably watch season 3 and 4 like over and over again. Like, I might just one day be like, remember that episode, that goofy episode? Oh, remember that what you call it episode? Like, let's go do that.
It's good. It's fucking good.
So good. Hey, S. Murphy.
I'm not a fan of what is it? Glover? What's his name?
Donald Glover.
He not
the one with the white wife.
My favorite.
Yeah, he's not. And he did that really weird interview where he was interviewing himself and he was like, why do you have a problem with black women? And he was like, I don't have a problem with black women. And I was like, what? Why are we in it? Like, what
we got to do with how I get in it?
Cringe.
What are you talking about? Like, we're all, let me tell you something. Black woman, myself included, a lot of times we don't really want to watch something if somebody got a white partner, okay? I've grown. I some people I grandfather in, some people, I just, I'm like, I'm gonna look past this. Like, I really
give us an example. Who you grandfathered in?
Who have I grandfathered in? Oh shit, I'm not gonna name names. I'm not gonna name names.
Who have you grandfathered?
I mean, I can't exactly remember who, but CJ, he laughs at me because it's certain people that I have grandfathered in, and he just be like, but I would say
the definition of grandfathering in, like, you like them before they married a white woman.
Yeah, like something like that, like or like I've liked them for a long time, so I'll just
Michael Ealy?
I'm not gonna talk bad about Michael Ealy because Michael Ealy follows me and he likes my stuff and he tweeted
grandfather.
No, I'm not saying because I'm not gonna say I grandfather Michael Ealy. Michael Ealy has always been good about.
I mean, but Michael Ealy been fine forever.
Okay? Yeah,
I mean, if you like the light skin, green eye thing,
and
I know. And it's the more attractive, the more charitable I am. Okay, let me say that. But I would tell okay, one more. Okay, I'll give you one more example. Then we're gonna get to the Queen Sugar. So hey, my S. Murphy again. Cherish the Day. So Cherish the Day has a new season.
Yes.
And yes,
I saw the little when Queen Sugar went off and that show came on, it was Cherish the Day.
Yeah. They got the little Sade song. Yeah. It's bang. I love that little opening or whatever. So anyway, I've been loving the show. And I saw Henry Simmons once when I was at UCLA and he was at like CVS and he's tall, he's fine. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, ooh.
Henry Simmons. What else has he been in?
I don't know. Well, he's a tall, fine-ass black dude, basketball player looking dude. So anyway, he's the star. And so I'm like, you know what? I was like, I'm not gonna look up if he has a white wife. I'm not gonna look up if he has a black wife. Like I was saying, I'm not gonna look it up. I'm not gonna look it up.
He looks like he have a white wife.
He does. He kind of does, low key. So I was like, I just want to enjoy the show. Now, Joy Bryant, I believe she has a white partner, but I ain't, that's whatever. But anyway, so I was like, okay, I'm not gonna look it up. But I looked it up.
You looked it up. Damn.
And he
got a black wife. I was like,
He has a black wife.
He does.
Yeah.
He has a black wife. So I was like, hey,
Okay. We can watch Cherish today. We can do
I
it.
was just gonna go in on the name Henry. Like, okay, well, ain't no real nigga with the name Henry.
Don't go in on my boo. Don't go in on my boo because he's the bomb. Okay.
That's what's
Henry
up.
Simmons got a black wife. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm glad I looked it up because it was like a cloud hanging over the show for me. But because I haven't followed his career long enough to grandfather him in. So I was like, you know, if I see he got a white wife, I might be like, you know what I'm saying? An example of a show I've never watched, and this is not good. I might lose some fans on this, but Power, because I just don't care for what's his name? The main guy, you know.
Omari
Harding. Yeah, you know, he just saying anyway, whatever. But I never watched the show. I didn't like the plot. Okay, so he got a black wife. He cheating on her with the Latina FBI agent. I'm all set. Not interested.
Power. That show is poor casting.
But I like the spinoffs. But anyway, okay, we're getting way off tangent. Hey, MD Turp. Okay, we got MD Turp. We got S. Murphy. Let's go ahead and go. Okay, so let's reset. We're here to talk about Queen Sugar, episode 10. Okay. So I have to say, now I know that you guys, especially you, Ashley, don't really care for Aunt Vi as much. However, Aunt Vi's hunch happened to be correct because she flew. Apparently, Betty lived in Seattle. That's very interesting. But Betty lived in Seattle, so she flew her ass to Seattle with Hollywood to, you know, not confront, but kind of appeal to Betty, who is Parker, aka Imani's mother, to try to get her to come back and help out the black ass farmers of St. Joe. And I have to say, good for Aunt Vi. Good for Aunt Vi. She was right all along. She knew her friend Betty, her good old friend Betty. And it worked. So I'm going to MD Turp says yes. Vi came through. You know what? We didn't talk about last episode. So I'm going to try to kind of bring in some stuff from last episode as well. So we're going to get to Dominic, who I have a bone to pick with, but okay, I'm going to get to Dominic in a second. But yeah, Ashley, resident Aunt Vi hater. Okay, what was your reaction to Aunt Vi, hey Aunt Cookie, to her coming through with Betty? Good old Betty.
It just, Aunt Vi, you've been sitting on this for a very long time. You know, that you've been sitting on this card, and she absolutely pulled it out at the right time. I think it would not have as much of an impact or bring as big of a reward back to the black farmers as it did with her waiting till now. I gotta go ahead and give Aunt Vi her, her little kudos, because she did come through, and I mean, when I saw, what is her name?
Vanessa Bell Calloway.
Yes, when I saw it was her, I was like, perfect casting.
Yeah, she really like killed it. Like I felt like she definitely gave Southern. But I got out the
I can
parish.
See where Parker came from. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, she's very dignified.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, I can see where it came from. Perfect casting when it came to that. I mean, I guess Aunt Vi did good. It only took her 7 seasons to get her shit together.
You know what? It's interesting now because in my Facebook memories, it came up like I love me some Charlie, but Aunt Vi might be one of my favorite characters. I've always been Team Aunt Vi. She's had problematic moments, like all the characters have. But
yeah.
But go on ahead, Aunt Vi. I love though that they kind of filled out the story of like Parker and Betty, and even like more about Aunt Vi's past.
I'm still confused about what happened with Betty, why she left, and all that stuff. Like I don't.
Okay, since this is a recap, let me recap what all happened. So basically, what happened was Betty and Sam were a couple. Betty got pregnant. They had a courthouse wedding. Sam's dad did not. Everybody turned against him. Even I believe Betty's own family turned against her. But I could have been wrong about that. But everybody else turned against her except for Ernest and Vi. Now, you know, Betty thought her and Sam were gonna run off and live happily ever after, but when he showed up one night, he showed up with a black eye, beat it and busted up, everything, but with money basically to buy off, Betty, tell her to skedaddle. And because his father basically said that, you go with her, we're disowning you, like you're done. Like, you know what I'm saying? And of course, he chose the money over his family. And so that's basically what happened. For her own safety, she left. And basically, and they kind of talked about it a little bit in terms of the paperwork that they had agreed upon, like basically a monthly payment plus some land and plus some other things that would send her off in a way. So that's what Betty went on ahead and went with. And apparently she didn't tell Parker this because I guess she just didn't want her to feel like she wasn't wanted or some shit. So I guess, she just shut down. That's the problem with Black people in our communication sometimes. But anyway, so that's what happened there. But I did think it was interesting. I don't know if you guys remember when Parker was at the grocery store and she ran into Billy. Remember she introduced herself as Imani?
Yeah, she did.
She introduced herself as Imani, but then when Betty busts through the boardroom, no, actually when they have a conversation after Betty busts through the boardroom, she's like, it's Parker. So, I think Parker / Imani, like when she want to be down, she's Imani. When she want to be with the white folks, with her white daddy, then she want to do that. But you know what? I don't know. To me, I think it's interesting because, like, okay, this is going to sound left field, but remember P-Valley? When Mississippi,
I don't know if I want to talk about P-Valley because we never did a recap, but go ahead.
We did,
I'm
but
still sure about that.
I know, but sometimes it's best to let that white man go, child. Stay with his rich family, get your check, and let him go be great with his white kin, sister, and brethren, Mima and Peepaw, because ain't nothing worse than a bitter, racist ass, broke white man stuck with mixed kid. Okay, I'm not gonna say mulatto, but a mixed kid and this Black, woman.
Mulatto.
I don't use slurs. I'm just saying that's
confused half breed.
I'm just saying that's how they view it. That's not how I view it. But I'm just saying I think P-Valley said let that white man go be with his family and be great and just get your child support check and try to raise your kid in peace.
Yeah. Get your check. Always get your check.
Get the check, cut the check, get the check. Because the white families will pay you off now. They'll do that. They'll be like, get the fuck on with your half black ass baby. So just do that and choose peace for yourself. So, Sam Landry, MD Turk points out that he still got to love Jones for Belly. She could whip it on him, whatever she wants. Typical Southern racist white man who want Black kitty, but still oppresses.
But see, I kind of felt like that. Because Aunt Vi was always able to roll up on that motherfucker. So I kind of felt like he liked the little Black women. I knew that.
I think that she knew his dirty little secret. Part of it was Parker, and then part of it was also Betty. Because you saw how he walked in there and basically handed the land over to her because he said, we can't let this get out. I can't let all this get out after all this time. So he still is willing to do whatever the hell it takes to keep his little Black family under wraps.
Confused me about that. For him to be a man of business, he never filed for divorce
because
the math ain't mathing on that.
Well, I think
it became public. It would have become public information.
Not only that, but also because the land was her land. She got the land from her side of the family. It wasn't his land.
And he might have. Because
he might have, it might have been. He might have also had some other land. Now that was a little confusing because she said that she had some land that she got from her parents, but then also he promised her some land. So maybe between the both of that, whatever the situation was, it was cheaper to keep her or whatever.
Yeah, but it's still the math ain't mathing. If they were able to pay her, if they was able to pay her off once, why not go through and get the divorce? But I do appreciate the storyline. I am very
Plot
happy with
twist.
where things ended up. But
Mhm.
Well,
yeah,
I like that. I think the marriage gave more weight to her ability to kind of pull that card, as opposed to just like you just had some illegitimate baby by some black ass woman from the country,
I mean,
30
And
some
they
that,
years.
probably got, they didn't have no, it's not like they had a prenup or anything like that. So she probably could easily take half
yeah, he
once
was
she
That's
love,
divorced.
yeah,
love.
yeah. So okay.
Mm.
So just to recap, Vi showed up at Betty, got Betty to come on through, bust up the board meeting, put it on blast that that's her land, try to appeal to Parker, aka Imani. Imani basically told her, kiss my half white ass. I'm Parker. I'm sticking with my daddy. And this bill and this land, I'm about my money, bitch. I don't give a fuck about you and your land and my ancestors. All y'all can go to hell. That's me summarizing it. But then light skin meeting of the minds.
They be getting together, okay?
One thing about Queen Sugar's gonna have a light skin meeting of the minds moment.
See, the dark skins be like this, but the light skins, they go like this. And they get together.
Light skins be like this.
Light skins be like
That's what light
this,
skins.
but the dark skins be fighting and losing.
Capoeira and shit.
They be doing this.
Oh my god. S. Murphy says, you know, in the South they don't divorce, they just move on. Look at Hollywood.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. If you most of y'all on this recap, y'all been with us for a couple of seasons, so y'all know what the light skin meeting of the minds thing is. But anyway, I just thought it was hilarious that it took, Billy having a light skin meeting of the minds moment. Hello. With Imani for her to have a come to Jesus moment and realize that she need to quit dogging out her black ass mama. So, Season, what was your reaction? Light skin meeting of the minds.
I was like, okay, so I can't really talk about the light skin meeting of the minds without just saying, like, the black women showed up on this fucking episode, okay? Period. But the light skin meeting in the minds, I was definitely chuckling to myself, like, here these bitches go, like, okay, and I know how your mom, you ain't never asked your mama, and what about your daddy like this? You just rode up on this bitch with some little cup of whiskey, and she finna spill her whole life tea to you, and she taking credit for you getting married. Like, it was a lot going on, but yes, the light skin meeting of the minds was beautiful. Okay. Shout out to my light skinned sisters like Ashley and
oh, it is clear that I am the chocolate.
Yeah, I think Ashley is milk chocolate. Me and Ashley are milk chocolate. What are you talking about?
Wow. Okay. So it's a lot going on right now. But anyways, I thought that was really awesome. Billy killed it this episode. She really did her thing. I was very proud of her. And she was like, no, she told Nova, like, that's my light-skinned sister. I'm gonna go talk to this bitch. We gonna reel her in. We gonna have her eating Vi fried chicken by the end of the episode. Like, let me talk to her. So I was very impressed. I was very impressed by the light skins tonight.
Yeah, the black ass mama walking in there trying to appeal to her, calling her Imani and shit, and saying, I'm coming to save you, didn't do the trick. But the light skin meeting of the minds never failed.
Pulled it together. They was like, look,
we got to stick together.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Well, I did appreciate it. I feel like Billy's character has made herself useful. I feel like her arc has been more filled out. Like, and on Cookie says, how come I didn't realize Billy and old boy was married? How come you didn't realize that? I thought that was like a big thing. That she was married. Like, yeah, but I appreciate that they made her character make more sense. Like, they filled out her past. They did the whole Vince thing, which I was like, girl, I'm not buying it. But then she came back around. She proposed last week. They had a little freaky dicky.
That's some light skin shit.
Proposing to your niggas. I love you, light skin bitches, but that couldn't be me.
Only light-skinned bitches would do some shit like that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, the light skin's gonna take charge, child. Between Charlie, Billy, Darla, Parker, aka Miney, the light skins is gonna take it. Shit, they like, I'm going for mine, bitch. The fuck, okay. So yeah. Anyway,
Didn't
but no,
Charlie propose to Davis?
no, she didn't.
No, I don't.
No.
Remember that.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't. No.
Yeah.
No,
I think Charlie by the end proposed to Davis.
MT
right?
Terp, you are the encyclopedia on Queen
She didn't
Sugar.
propose to that man.
I don't believe she proposed to him. I know that he proposed to her. I think she might have said, "I'm willing to do it," but I don't remember that happening. But anyway, okay. So long story long, Parker shows up to Aunt Vi's house and she apologizes. And that was really it. So I just thought, I mean, I felt like it all came together. I don't know what that means for the whole development. I don't know if we're going to see another scene on that or if that was just supposed to be like, all right, she's team Black farmers, that she was so elitist and so snooty about. It was like actually really like nasty how she was acting. But yeah, so any other comments on?
She gonna be at Billy's wedding.
Maybe a reunification ceremony that that Nova's gonna have. So yeah, okay. So anything else on Parker, Imani, Billy, and okay. See, thank you, MD Terp.
Okay.
She did not propose to a cheating ass. We are, first of all, don't call Davis a cheater. He is grandfathered in. I mean, I'm sorry.
What?
Okay. I'm going to take a quick detour here. Here's my attitude about this situation.
About cheating ass?
No. This is my attitude about, between Davis, but I've also been watching Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And Kendra got married to Young Jock, and before they got married, he had a little baby that only they know about, and he messed around, whatever situation may be. And she's just making a big deal, like she might want to get a divorce, and he lied. And I'm like, bitch, after you marry somebody, if you marry a motherfucker that had been a cheater, had a whole bunch of kids, all that shit is water under the bridge. Don't start talking about old shit. Like, after you get married, if some new shit pop up, then you're within your rights to be like, all right, this is too much. But you talking about 2019 shit. I just think that's stupid.
So when you get married, all previous behaviors disappears. They don't count.
No, what happens is you relinquish your ability to rehash and get mad at the same ass old shit. Like, okay,
I wholeheartedly disagree.
I'm gonna give you another example. Okay, Neo and Crystal Smith. They got remarried. I don't know if it was divorced or if they got separated, but they decided to renew their vows, get married. Then a couple months later, she decided to divorce him, talking about he cheated on me for 8 years. Bitch, you do not get to claim 8 years of getting cheated on. You only get to claim 3 years because the first 7.5 years are 3 months. The first 7.5 years, you still married him for the second time. So I don't really care about what happened. I don't want to hear. I don't have sympathy for you. You can't talk about 8 years of getting cheated on. And you knew that going into the second marriage. That's all my thing is. Y'all don't agree? Y'all think?
I haven't married a man who cheated on me. My husband had no kids prior to me. So I can't relate to this conversation. So I'm just going to sit this one out. Sorry. I'm first
all I'm saying
baby
is,
mama, first wife.
Okay. So I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to bring it back to Davis and Charlie. Once Charlie sits up there and says, okay, we're going to do this again. We're going to get married. All that other shit, you don't get, it's done. Like, that's it. You gotta find some new shit to be mad about.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
Dang. Okay. I ain't gonna never experience no
I don't know anything about that. I'm sorry. I'm in the first wives club.
I am too. See, I mean, my whole thing is I it would just be over and be done when I be that. But I'm just saying, don't get married or don't restart a relationship and then still bring
Davis is no longer a cheating ass nigga.
Exactly. That's my attitude. I don't think that Davis is a cheater, a cheating ass motherfucker, because that's all done with. Like, she decided to get engaged to him. She moved to LA. She running for Senate. Right. So that's over with. That's done.
Okay.
He still be cheating though.
I don't think Davis be cheating. I think Davis, he's the head coach of a WNBA team. I think he is on the straight and narrow. He is.
Oh, he's the point guard. He
So
fucking a point
if
guard.
he cheats again, can he be called a cheating ass nigga?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But
anyway, okay, let's get back. Okay. Billy has been helpful, but she ain't no Charlie. I agree.
She ain't no Charlie.
S. Murphy agrees with me. Kendra's dumb. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So where were we? Shit, I forgot where the fuck we was at. But Billy
proposed. Now I didn't know that man was a whole ass lawyer that she stood by and put through law school, and then she found out she was pregnant the night before her LSAT and all this shit. Bitch, you crazy. You crazy. You need to get back with that man. Yes, you probably do need to propose to that man. Get him on back. And y'all need to go on live your little life together.
I mean, because she was saying that she left him because she needed to figure herself out, right?
She had trauma. She had unresolved trauma.
Okay. I mean, you ain't going nowhere, bitch.
Yeah, what's up?
I thought her plot was a stretch, but they finally brought it home to something that's more believable, which is like they're gonna have a happy
I'm happy for Billy. I am.
Yeah,
she looked cute this episode. I liked it. Good job, Billy.
It is something with her hair.
Hey, Lamont Rusher, that's what's up.
Okay, one more thing. MD Turb says if you forgive him to move on, but he's still a cheater. So he's
MD Turb. Exactly. That's all I'm saying. But I don't know. I didn't marry a cheater.
I can't relate.
Relate.
Whatever. Anyway, okay. So
no kids.
I don't know.
Let's talk about Nova. So I think Nova had an interesting, like. Wait,
was Dominic even in tonight's episode?
No, but he's going to be in the next episode. He was in the last episode. So I have to say this about Dominic because we weren't on last week. I think him reading Nova's diary or book or whatever. Now, granted, eventually it will come out. I think that was a total fucking violation. Like, that's some straight up bitch shit. You do not get to run off to Sudan for X number of extra months longer. She's down up here fighting off her exes like shit, goddamn demons. And still staying loyal to her ass, and that is not Nova's character. And you're gonna still violate her trust and read her shit, and then have her to get mad about some shit that you ain't had no business reading. Like that made me feel like I should have never been Team Dominic because that was some straight up bitch shit. I think he was completely out of line. Season is not a great with me, and it doesn't like Ashley's either. Okay, go ahead. What's your reaction? I'll start with you, Season.
I mean, she said, "Hey, babe, I'm writing a book about the loves of my life." I mean, I would have wanted to know what was being said about me too. Like, I want to see, especially if you sit in my face talking about you the love of, I'm the love of your life. Like, I want to read your deepest thoughts about me. Now, I wouldn't have did it when she was on the phone for 5 minutes. Like, that was stupid. But I definitely, the curiosity would have 100% been piqued. Like, let me see what's being said about me. But I think for him to read halfway and get pissed off was kind of weird. Like, you know, but him sneaking and reading it or him reading it after she said she wanted him to wait until she was done. Yeah, that was retarded. I mean, well, that didn't make any sense, but I would have done it. I would have been like, nah, I want to see this motherfucker.
But then if you do it, then just shut the fuck up. Like, you ain't supposed to be reading it anyway. Like, just stew to yourself.
It's not a diary,
go call up your homegirls. Go call up your homeboys and be like, can you believe this bitch? And then y'all talk it through. And then you go on about your business like you never happened. Like, you know, you don't get to sit up there.
Been back. They done fuck. They done been to a wedding together. She should have told him that she spent that whole night with that man.
I mean, but nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't think that's that super wrong. He
shouldn't have had to find out snooping.
He should not have been snooping. That's the first problem. Okay, Ashley, your take on it.
I think
he a snooper. Okay.
I think he a bitch. I think Ralph Angel a bitch. I think the
we're not into him yet.
We have not got to Ralph Angel yet.
You know, I think the writers in the writers' room was like, we got to bring some bitch shit in here and let's go do Dominic because. First of all, you've been motherfucking gone. Okay,
exactly.
You've been gone. And then you come back and I'm telling you that I'm doing something in my life, like I'm creating this book, and I can understand the nosiness. And if it was that bad, read it and shut the fuck up. Absolutely. Because I already
That's all I'm saying.
verbalized to you that I did not want you to read it. It's not like I didn't say shit. You read it like on some I'm gonna do it now and then ask for forgiveness later type shit. No, I actually told you I don't want you to fucking read it, and you chose to read it anyway. And now you come at me with a fucking attitude. Let's be real. Nova is not no spring fucking chicken. That bitch has been around. So you really had the fucking mindset to think that you were the only love of her life. I mean, that's so, to me, that's a level of narcissism that came out in these conversations because he made it about himself.
Yeah.
And it was like, ooh, you don't see the bigger picture of this. This is something that I am using to evolve. And I'm a different person now. Like, and I'm mad because this bitch ass motherfucker got me taken up for Nova. Like, I can't stand Nova. But I get her being upset. At the same time, he should not have found out that you had some white man all up in your motherfucking face like that. I don't see why she hasn't told him. Like, if you feel that this is the love of your life and you want to spend, this is your person, then I think that is something that's very intricate. Because let me be very clear. I find out my nigga is with his ex bitch. Oh, somebody getting hung from something around this motherfucker by their nuts.
Well, I don't know about all that because at the end of the day, where the bitch at? It's me here, not hers. Who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? As long as they didn't do that.
I mean, you're doing this and you didn't say anything. I think that's where Nova went wrong. She didn't say anything.
I agree. So, I think that was wrong. However, like in the criminal discovery, if it's fruit of the poisonous tree, you can't get mad about some shit you wasn't even supposed to fucking know. Okay. Now, at some point, she would have said something, but at the end of the day, like you expedited that situation. But I just think
you gonna find. You gonna find, bro.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You went looking, you found.
My thing with him though is I think he is full of shit because he stood up there like, this whole time I've been all in with you and you have been. First of all, you've been in Sudan for 4 or 5 months. So where's the all in part? You've been in Sudan.
Doing all this just because you ain't had ready pussy. You ain't had that shit right with you. Right. Yeah. So you feeling lonely, you feeling this, you really want to be around me. And I get that. But to act like like he is just the end all be all, the only love of her life and shit. It's like, come on, bro. That's so ignorant. That you setting yourself up. You hurt your own feelings around this motherfucker.
He hurt your own feelings. One of my friends, I remember, she was on vacation with like an ex, right? They had just broken up and something happened where he got her phone. And so he looked at her phone. So she came back and she could tell that his attitude was funky and that, you know. And she just said to him, she said, you shouldn't have done that. And that was her only comment on it. She said, you shouldn't have done that. Like, looked at her phone.
Yo, bad. You been looking.
Well, look, I will be in the minority. If I'm separated from my nigga for months, I'm going through that phone. I don't give a fuck. I still love you. It's pure curiosity. It has nothing to do with trust. I'm a nosy ass bitch. If you tell me you writing a fucking memoir, we can get to him. But if my nigga tells me he's writing a memoir about the loves of his life, bitch, I'm reading that shit as soon as he go to bed, baby. I'm not gonna wait till that shit hit the shelf.
I wouldn't even read
that shit, and I'm confronting him about everything I don't like. He gonna be explaining that shit. He gonna be sweating like.
Man, I'm gonna be too scared that I'm
gonna read it. I'm sorry. I don't care. Let's be real. Let's be real here. I'm reading that shit.
I would not read it. I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, none of these motherfuckers matter. It's just me now. So don't matter. Yeah, I would not even read it.
Okay, but what if your nigga calling you a pet name he called an ex-bitch?
It wouldn't matter.
Well, what if he saying that bitch pussy better than mine or some crazy shit like that?
Bitch, I'm reading that shit. I don't give a fuck.
It really wouldn't matter.
Told him. Like,
I don't know if I'm the best that he's ever had in bed, but I'm still here, bitch. Where the other bitches at? So if there was dipping and spinning and dropping low, kicking it and tooting and booting it, they still not here as me.
if I'm writing a book about the loves of my life, I ain't finna tell my husband. I'ma wait, and he gonna see that shit for himself. Like Nova dumb nigga.
I only have one love of my life, and I'm married to him. Ain't nobody
I
else.
agree.
You
I
ain't
only
never
have
been
one
to
love of
another
my
book.
life as well, but I'm going through a motherfucking book. If that motherfucker,
I
tell
had
me
sex for the
I
first
won't even
time
trust
when I
somebody
got
who says
married.
loves
you
of
got
their life.
married.
That's a person
Yes.
who didn't know. I mean, I wouldn't take that
Nova brought
seriously.
that on herself. I'm sorry.
Man, Dominic's a bitch, bro. He's a bitch.
MD Terp says if Dominic was light, they would have been saying he has light skin feelings. I do not do light skin man slander. I'm married to a light skinned man. So I don't have any animus towards light skinned men. But anyways, okay, moving on. Since we're so that we weren't even talking about this episode. So okay, so Nova, one thing that this episode reminded me of is that I used to love how Nova did her rituals. Like, remember she did this thing over Charlie, all that stuff. They always pop up disagreeing with some stuff. Why does their wives cut his mouth? He must be at, or he or she must be at the beginning of the episode. That was 30 minutes ago. We already had that conversation.
That was 30 minutes ago.
We always been a mess. What you talking about?
Anyway. and are and will
Hold on,
be.
we gotta flash our rings for when we get to this part.
Come get this mess.
Tripping off nobody. IBD, this for you because we don't care.
And our husbands love it. Our husbands love it. They like that. They like that shit. They like it. They like that shit. They like it.
They like this messy shit.
Yes. Shout out to Black women who are a motherfucking mess.
Every day, all day, 365 days of the year. Okay?
I will be that. Anyway, but like I said, okay, so I remember this episode that I really loved Nova and her rituals. She had her herbs, and she had her incantations. And, a lot of Black people, they don't like all that shit because they're super religious. But I thought it was great. I love that kind of like, mystical, I don't know if that's the right word, but mystical aspect of the show. So anyway, so she goes to visit her aunt, finds out her aunt died. Like, damn, nobody got the memo except for the neighbor.
I know. And what was the neighbor doing? She acting like she was sweeping shit up. That porch was a mess, baby. What are you doing?
I don't know. She was just being nosy. She was waiting for somebody to show up. But anyway, what I do appreciate is like the book that had like the textures, that had just a lot of that history, because I think that's such a rich part that some Black families don't necessarily have and others do. And I love that tradition and that legacy. And I love that Queen Sugar is so much about, traditions and legacy. Okay, Aunt Cookie says she was watering flowers. She wasn't sweeping. Flowers was dead.
I seen it.
DeHansa says very strange neighbor. I mean, she but she had to deliver the news. So I don't know how they didn't know their aunt had died. That's messed up.
Yeah.
Yes. But anyway, but yeah, so I thought it was interesting though when Nova went back and she was talking to Billy. She was like, I've been so distracted, and she kind of threw Dominic in there with being distracted. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. But anyways, any comments on that part?
No,
it was kind of it made me a little sad, because it caught her off guard, right?
Yeah,
and I feel like that was one of her last real connections to her mom.
Right.
And so it felt like she was, the scene gave off that vibe of like, she's losing that last piece of her mom and, someone that knew her and really can like that family. So it was a pretty sad, what's the name? But I'm with y'all, that neighbor. I'm like, why is she all up in this bitch house? Like,
well, I think that she, is just a neighbor that obviously cared for her neighbor. So, okay. So enough about Nova. Really not much about that, but okay, let's talk about Micah. So Micah is using his good old white rich grandmother's connections to find a funder or funders for his canoe collective that he's starting, his diversity collective. And you guys probably didn't watch, or maybe you did Asha, because you're into comics, but did you see Naomi, that show that Ava had produced? No. Okay.
No.
So the girl Ray, who played Ray, and I don't remember her name in real life, but she was on Ava DuVernay's other show, Naomi. And so I loved seeing her because I liked that little show. I didn't watch it to the end and it got canceled anyway. But I loved seeing her, and I was like, oh, she's a cute little actress. You know, she really played the part really well. You know, I like the whole like, oh, Ray is not a white, rich, wealthy man. Like, dude, bro, it's like this young, hip Black woman who's like super, like, you know, like for the people, and you know, but still has the pedigree, etc. So, but it just still felt very easy for Micah. You know, I don't know if it's because he has that name, the West name, because obviously he's been introduced by who he's been introduced by, but it definitely just felt a little too easy for Micah. I don't know. What do you think, Ashley?
I think Micah been getting it easy, you know, for a while. Aside from the fact that he peed on himself during the arrest and shit, but
why you gotta bring up old shit?
Damn, man, that was very traumatizing.
That was one of his tough times. You know, but for the most part, Micah really does not have to, that we see, put in that extra hard work to get where he is. He really does have the fortune and the privilege of his connections, parents, grandparents, and so forth. But I really enjoyed the conversation that Kiki had with him and how she expressed
last week. I like that. That was a really good one.
That really because I didn't remember why they had broke up or who had broke up with who. I couldn't remember what happened with that storyline. So I really liked that they gave that perspective of she walked away. She had a great, you know, great dude and all of that, but she knew that she would always be overshadowed simply by his name. And she knew she wanted more than that. I loved how they did that because I mean, would she be who she is right now? Would she have accomplished that if she stayed with him and dealt with all that extra that came with the name and who he is and his parents and blah, blah, blah. So I really enjoyed watching that scene from last week. Then getting into, like Season said earlier, Black women was winning in this episode. I mean, for real. And Ray was one of them. She was gorgeous on screen. She knew what she was talking about. She had plans in place. So I think it was definitely a good transition. It felt like she was flirting with him, right? Like she was feeling him a little.
I didn't think.
I didn't get flirting. I didn't get that. But I mean, I will say, going back to the Kiki conversation, it felt a little bit like a rewrite because, like, the last time we saw Kiki, you know, she was like hugging on somebody. Like, remember, like she knew a guy and Micah was getting jealous. So. I mean, and then I think we did find out that that she broke up with him, but it just felt a little bit like a rewrite, like, you know, because it really felt more so like Micah was being jealous of her, you know, kind of having her own thing and knowing people. But I mean, I like how she made a decision, like, I'm not going to be in the shadow. And I do think it's fair to point out, like, you know, when you're from a place like St. Joe and he's from Hollywood and he has famous parents and people do look like, why is she with him? Especially when you're dealing with a darker skinned woman, you know, and all this. There's a lot of things that go into play, colorism and then elitism and all kind of stuff. So, I mean, good for her. She's obviously established herself. She's very successful in her own right. And she doesn't seem like she misses him. Like, I thought it was interesting. Like, he definitely looks at her with a little bit more longing than she looks at him. Like, she's good. I think she's good. So I kind of like that for her. Yeah. Now Erica says that was very traumatizing for him. Micah hadn't had much of a storyline, so it's good in the final season they give him more depth. I kind of feel like this season has kind of like regressed a little bit compared to last season. Like, I feel like last season gave him more depth. Like, I feel like he was more like, you know, between like his roommate or his friend, his frat brother, and his art. I felt like that was rounding him out a little bit more and giving us like, okay, who is Micah? What is Micah about? And this season, it kind of felt like a little bit of a regression. They kind of put it back a little bit, but I don't know. I feel like his character's been like super all over the place. S. Murphy says, agree, Micah and Kiki had that closure conversation. Erica says, Black women rock this one. Absolutely. Shout out to Wakanda Forever. Black women rocking it. That as well. No spoilers, though.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Go see it.
No spoilers over here. But anyways, okay. All right. So, yeah, but I think that's really all with him. I did think it was interesting. I kind of throwing a little Charlie, like, oh, Charlie is down 5 points to her, opponent, whatever. Sounds like, womp, womp, womp. Hopefully that ain't the case. Like, y'all could show her up 5 points. Like, she ain't on the show. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, give her
why
a little.
She can't be winning?
Why can't she be winning?
Our little moments and mentions of her, like when Proctor got that watch. And he said, "Oh, Charlie, and David sent you this watch and blah blah blah." So
I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that at all. No, I didn't.
My
God. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice.
I'm gonna have to steal that. Little note.
I'm gonna have to steal that.
That's cute.
What?
So Charlie, bitch, let me get it out. Charlie sent Proctor a watch for a wedding gift, and she said, "This is to track every minute with your loved one," or something like that. And I was like, "Oh my god, that is so cute! Yeah. I gotta start buying all these new couples clocks and shit."
Oh yeah, that's sweet. That's very sweet.
Real cute.
I don't want no clock, just so you know.
Yeah, I'm good for a good gift card. Erica says, okay, I think he's still catching up. Says Sam's image means more than we're gonna get back to Sam and Parker a little bit more because I didn't I didn't create that much. And he says a divorce creates a paper trail. That's why. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Erica says he's come full circle talking about Micah. He needed all the relationships to grow into the person he is. I've said this before, but I like how this season is kind of revisiting everything and everybody and closing up loop. And you don't always get that with the final season. So even like super like obscure old stuff, they're like, oh yeah, check that off the box. Like, where are they now kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, anyway, so Micah, we talked about Micah. Let me see. Okay, so we got to talk about okay, before we get to Ralph Angel, because I know you're gonna go off. Okay, let's just talk a little bit about one thing I wanted to revisit, though, a little bit about Parker and Sam. Sam was really giving super racist white man.
Those like he kept saying that them people, those people, this is what we gotta do for those people, bitch.
Like they only respond to dominance, and then it was just really aggressively racist, and Parker, she kind of took a pause a little bit, but she still marched down the line with her racist ass daddy. But I did think it was interesting when Parker talked about, don't bite the hand that feeds you or something like that. And Sam said, watch your mouth. I thought that was interesting. He did come to her. I'm not giving him a cookie. I'm not giving him cool points. But he still was
she was talking to her mama.
When she was talking to her mama. And then he
want that old thing back.
It's interesting because, like, I don't know. Like, he came in there and he was, trying to act like, what could have been and this, that, and the other. And he admitted that she said, you were weak. Betty said, you're weak and you're a coward. He said, I wish I could have been stronger then. I wish I could be stronger now. Like, one thing about a rich white man is going to choose his whiteness. He's going to choose his wealth. It don't matter. What's love got to do with it?
That was typical ex behavior. Okay. You pull up on your ex, you looking good and shit. This motherfucker always going to be like, baby, I should have fought harder for you. And I should have did this and I should have did that. That had nothing to do with race. These motherfuckers just be wanting that old thing back. Baby, come on.
Yeah. Any other comments about Parker and Sam Landry?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I'm glad she's going back to
that's her dad.
What was that? Sorry.
Am I the last to know that that's her dad?
Sam?
What do you mean? When did you find that out?
Today.
Are you fucking kidding me, Season? You're not serious.
I'm 100% serious. That's her daddy.
Yeah, we've been on for 2 seasons now?
Yeah. Remember Battle of the Bobs? That's when she was introduced.
Yeah, that was his daughter.
Yes.
Okay. We are auditioning for the 3rd member of the Queen Sugar
Girl. I can't believe you didn't know that before today's episode. For real? Who do you think she was in relation to Sam Landry? You just thought she was just a light skin who was colluding with the racist white man?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
No, that's her daddy. She
Don't he
cloning with her
have other
daddy.
kids?
I don't know
White
if he has
kid.
other kids. I don't
He
know.
got other
Yeah.
kids.
He has a son. He definitely has another son.
Oh, look. Maybe I ain't been paying attention.
Yes,
Well,
that's
Maybe
you
that's
know,
exactly
her
her
she
daddy.
daddy.
she hasn't been as prominent, I guess, this season. Like, I mean, she had a moment, and then it was like she was gone, and now she's back. But I still don't know how you can get that memo.
Yeah, they
Um,
were fighting with the sons at first, right?
I
And
was it was it
then
was it the son or was it his nephew? Because I remember. Okay, everybody said he had a son because that's who Charlie was beefing with,
yeah,
right? Was his son?
yeah,
Okay, okay.
Charlie was beefing with the son, and then like 2 seasons ago, that's when they brought in Parker to like, had this
Fuck
big
with the
secret. And
blacks.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so now let's just wrap it up because we already been on him for 9 minutes.
I'm ready for Ralph Angel.
Ralph Angel. Okay, now this is why I told Season, I said I'm gonna have to pull your card. I'm gonna have to pull your card because
Let's do it. Let's see. 'Cause you know I stay ready.
the last recap, I said that I felt like Ralph Angel was centering himself too much in the response about how, Chase and Darla, and Darla is trying to move on. And I feel like he should be more respectful of her wishes and stop centering himself. And you were like, well, I don't blame him. Like, he should have beat his ass. But it seemed to me like you're upset with Ralph Angel this episode. So tell me why you're upset with Ralph Angel season.
I'm upset with Ralph Angel because this motherfucker went hard at Darla on some shit totally unrelated because he's stressed out about the USDA fucking so it was like he's worried about the USDA thing, but he also got the whole Chase thing in the back of his mind, which okay, fine. You feel some type of way about that motherfucker. You want to beat his ass just a little bit more. You wanted to choke him out just a little bit more. Okay, fine. But what the fuck does that have to do with right now? What does that have to do with you going in front of these motherfucking white people and saving the co-op, saving your land, saving the borderline fucking history and lineage? Like, what does that have to do with anything? Why are you choosing the eve of one of the biggest days of your fucking existence, career as a co-op owner to come at this bitch and be hard on her? So I honestly, it had nothing to do, like, of course, later on in the episode, I got more pissed off with
Yeah,
him when he
yeah.
was like, well, we need to tell Blue, 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 Blue. But I just didn't like him, like, he was clearly stressed and anxious about the whole USDA thing and not feeling confident about that. And he just turned on her on some totally unrelated shit and was like, yeah, I'm still pissed off about this. And how you gonna let him get away? Aren't you gonna make him pay? Bitch, this motherfucker finna what? Give y'all 20K a month? Like, you're making him pay. So it was just it just seemed totally out of left field. And then I think what pissed me off is Darla pours into this nigga nonstop
That
every
is
fucking
true.
episode.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole Chase thing, I understand that can be traumatizing. That can make you very upset and angry. But that has nothing to do with the issue at hand. So for you to dump this on her the night before you guys have to go save everybody's land and bring this case, it was just unfounded and unfair. And then here come Prosper, like reminding him about his dad. Prosper ends up saving the day, but then really a black woman ends up saving the day in the meeting. So it's just like I feel like, this episode was just a roller coaster of black women getting shit on and then saving the day and then shit on and then saving the day. And it was just like, we got the fucking juice. We know what everybody needs. We're constantly pouring into everybody. And then we always have to answer for past transgressions and, protect our children. I don't think Ralph Angel should have any say over when Blue finds out about who his real father is. You should have no fucking say on that shit. Like, a mother knows her child in a way that a man will never know his child. A father will never know his child. Chill. So I just feel like Ralph Angel is being a fucking bitch to Darla, and the men got to come in and save the day in the moment, but really it's women that's been really putting in that fucking work. And that was upsetting to me to see him just shit on Darla in that moment.
Ashley, what's your reaction?
I think Ralph Angel's a bitch.
Bitch.
I think he's a bitch. I think that was so uncalled for. I understand. At first it was, you aren't doing this or you are upset, right? Because Chase is in your face, first of all. Mm-hmm. He's been clearly stalking and harassing your wife. It's still in the moment. So at that point, I could absolutely understand, why he was beating his ass and why he was so angry and why he, was on that whole verge of centering himself. But at this point, it's now been weeks, right? We now got money coming in. We've now resolved all of that. I was the one that was physically assaulted, emotionally assaulted. You are putting your feelings above mine when this ain't your situation. This ain't this ain't about you. And I think with Ralph Angel, he used that moment because Darla has been supportive. She has been considerate of his feelings. She has been, pushing things forward and making sure everything lines up so that he can go in and save the fucking day. And I finally get you to this moment, but you want to harp on something that you ain't got no fucking control over. And the fact that he brought up Blue, that's what really pissed me off, because now, because your feelings are involved and you are upset and you want retribution and you feel you're on your revenge tip, you now want to hurt this little boy's feelings. You don't know how that's going to affect him. And let's be motherfucking clear. You ain't in nobody's therapy office. You're not dealing with the traumas you have and created for other fucking people. You lost the farm. You're the reason why we're in all this drama. And now you want to stir up even more and cause this little boy even more pain. He already got to read this raggedy ass fucking book that your sister done put out. And now he gonna have to watch this stupid ass movie that's coming out about your family. And you have the audacity to now break his heart over this. I mean, come on. What would that do? And it's like Ralph Angel, to me, throughout the seasons, has always made very selfish decisions based off of his own emotions and making himself feel better. He never thinks about the people around them and how it's going to affect them until after it's already done. So this just really, for me, his crying and shit, him going to fucking Micah. Micah ain't no goddamn wisdom. He don't know shit.
What you talking to Micah for? This nigga sold his mama down the river.
You already went to Hollywood about this shit, and now you're stirring up all this drama because I think Ralph Angel doesn't know how to live in peace. He only has always had chaos in his fucking life.
Yeah.
So fucking crybaby, fucking Ralph Angel.
I don't know what IBE means. Darla's secret is how Blue found out. Put the blame squarely where it belongs.
No. Oh, we always blame the black mother.
How is it her fault that? How is it her fault that that Nova wrote a book without her permission? That's not. Her secret. Hold on. Her secret is that she was fucking raped. Okay, that's her secret. So, a woman gets to decide how she wants to deal with being fucking raped. The blame lies on the rapist. I know that's not what the fuck you're insinuating. That's where the blame lies. So, irrespective of marriage or whatever else, you don't get to dictate to a woman who has been violated how she deals with being violated. You don't get to center your trauma, which is justified. I understand the trauma he has because he believed that a son was created between him and this woman, and he was actually created through rape. I understand that trauma. Gang, as Erica said, gang raped, according to Chase. Okay. I understand Ralph Angel's trauma, and I'm not going to minimize his trauma. However, I do draw the line where you want to center your situation, but at the end of the day, Darla was the one that was violated. through no control of her own. Okay,
said
IBE.
that.
Okay, IBE says Nova wrote the book about her keeping blues pertaining from Raw. That's what I meant. Not her. Okay, you cleaned it
Okay.
up. I appreciate that because I was really
Okay.
that really pissed me off.
We was finna go in on you, baby.
You know, at the end of the day, we're not talking about an affair. We're not talking about a slip up. We're talking about a woman who has been raped here. Okay. Yeah. And I think that a woman who has been through as much as what Darla has been through. Now, this is a fictional character. I get it. Okay. So I shouldn't be this emotionally attached to it, but I'm just saying a character. Let's talk about the character that's been through drugs, that's been through gang rape, that's been through everything. Woosah, that's right. Okay, I'm gonna bring it back down because that pissed me off. I didn't know where you was going with that. But anyway, the way that she has persevered all of that, I feel like even with that, she's still being very gracious to Ralph Angel. She said, I've dealt with it, but if you haven't, then I want to be respectful of that. I want to honor that. I want to have a conversation about that. And so I think as a partner, she's trying to honor Ralph Angel. But I think whatever's happening with Ralph Angel is not about protecting Blue. I think it's about his trauma. I won't even say ego because that I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's not about his ego. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt that it's about his trauma. And so I will not minimize that. However, his trauma is not about protecting Blue. And I think that Darla was 100% correct when she said, Blue is not you. The fact that, you know, and I don't even know why Ralph Angel and Nova that traumatized over Charlie existing. Charlie's mama was the one that was married to Ernest. Okay, Trudy was the one that skipped out on Ernest, but they didn't know that story and they didn't find out till they was grown. So okay, that's fine. Their mama should have been more honest with them growing up. However, I don't think that Ralph Angel is doing this to protect Blue. I think he's doing it because he wants to have some sort of control over the response to this. Because he rightfully beat the dog shit out of Chase. I think he could have choked him a little bit longer. Like he said, he could have put a couple more bruises on him. But the reality of the situation is he knows good and damn well that Chase wants nothing to do with Darla, wants nothing to do with Blue. And I think that Darla was right. You can't have it both ways. Like, yeah, does it piss me off that he thinks that my child is trash? Absolutely. But I would rather him think my child is trash than him come after my child. So, you know, you can't have it both ways. So I think that she's the one who's looking at it as much as she's been violated, as much as she's been through. And this whole notion that Ralph Angel seems to have, like, oh, you're just over it. As if she hasn't been agonizing over this since it's happened is disgusting. And that's marginalizing her feelings. But I think that he needs to take a beat, and I think he really needs to follow Darla's lead about this because obviously Darla's being a lot more level-headed about the situation. Okay,
and it was her that got raped, and she was a emotionally stable one.
Yeah, they can't make decisions based off of the fact that Ralph Angel didn't beat this nigga up enough. You can't make decisions based off of that.
Yeah,
you're already getting his money. He's already signed legal documents. The most you can do is take his word, take his signature, and take his money. And if anything pops off from there, you handle it when the time comes. You don't go creating more turmoil for a fucking 11-year-old. You just don't do that.
I mean,
and I just don't get it. And like I said before, like Darla, this is Darla's story. And yeah, that's Ralph Angel's son, but we can't make decisions off of the fact that you didn't beat this motherfucker up enough. You're not satisfied with the fact that this man is not physically hurting enough for what he's done to your wife, to you. Your son doesn't even know he exists. So you mean to tell me you want to go tell your son that this whole ass fucking man exists, could be his father, raped your mother, and I had to beat his ass, and I'm not happy about that. But if he ever so you want Blue to be looking over his shoulder?
Exactly.
It's weird. It's weird behavior.
Yeah, it's very weird that he wants him to be cognizant in a more pronounced way that a person doesn't want anything to do with him that lives in the same state as him, that he has, that he might have siblings and what. That's weird behavior to me, and I don't think that it's coming from a place of protection. I think it's coming from a place of like just wanting to have a say.
Ralph Angel is projecting.
Projecting. There we
His
go.
situation with Charlie, who is a loving, supportive sister that has showed up and showed out for the family, has nothing to fucking do with Chase and his kids that he got with a whole other wife that don't want nothing to do with no damn baby. That's a result of an alleged gang rape. Like, come on now.
Yeah, come on. Like,
He needs to step into the real world and just let that machismo go. He needs to let it go.
Yeah.
all right, let's see. IB says he saw his wife's rapist to come back into his wife's life and disturb their marriage, and he doesn't get to say. Y'all can't be saying that. I was very clear on what I said. I was very clear. I said that as a partner, she honored him. However, when it comes to the fact of how she deals with her rapist and the fact that obviously Ralph Angel is not making decisions for Blue based on protecting Blue, but based on him, as Season said, projecting. That's why he needs
to. Gotta do.
Yeah. He needs to follow her lead on that. Chase wants nothing. Erica says Chase wants nothing to do with Blue. Ralph Angel didn't get enough licks in. Exactly. That's really what it's about. IB says Darla never went to therapy over Chase, but y'all want Raw to go to therapy over Chase. Make it make sense. Here we go.
No, we want Raw to go to therapy so he stop crying.
Here first of all,
that motherfucker be crying.
here we go again trying to. What part did you just miss about? You don't get to dictate how a rape victim deals with her rape.
Darla didn't go to therapy. She went to crack. Okay, so she went to crack and she became a crack hoe, and then she went to fucking Narcotics Anonymous, and that's where she dealt with her shit.
Yes.
And then she got back with her baby daddy,
which is group therapy.
Whole ass motherfucking book. You mean to tell me you really think Darla ain't dealt with her shit? That's weird.
Anyway,
she dealt with her shit.
She kicked the whole crack habit.
She kicked the whole crack habit, baby.
A whole crack habit. She kicked the whole.
Sat up there and talked about her motherfucking feelings about getting.
She kicked the crack habit. She kicked the alcohol habit.
That's a lot going on.
She dealt with her rapist harassing her.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Threatening her.
It's okay though. We understand.
Okay. But
as
we know.
A black woman in therapy, I fucking know like the shit we talk about and deal with, and our husbands really can't roll up on us and tell us shit. We know how to deal with shit.
Erica says Darla has to control how and when her story gets told. She cannot be bulldozed by Ralph.
No, a man can't bulldoze a black woman.
And here's the thing too. I don't think it's ever just in life a good idea to take intellectual or even emotional cues from a person who is a little fucked up in the head at that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like usually the more level-headed person is the one who should be driving the situation. The person who's just a little unstable and just all whatever.
Look, baby.
He want her to be the bad guy so bad, and he want Ralph Angel to be innocent so bad. Okay, that's fine. Anyways,
okay, IBHE, you Team Lawrence, huh? I feel like he was
100%, 100%. Anyways, but you know what I think? I think it was funny though because Darla Logie said, "Go to hell, bitch. Go to buy a house by yourself." Because he's talking about True was acting rowdy and Darla stayed behind. Darla was like, "Get the fuck out of my face." All right.
You know what? If my nigga got raped and had a baby, I would not press myself on his situation. I would respect him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care if he's been to therapy. I wouldn't care if the mother wanted nothing to do with him. I would respect that. And I can say that honestly. If my husband got raped and then somewhere, the mom came and wanted to harass him, like I would respect that. I wouldn't be like, yeah, you need therapy and we gonna tell this baby, and I wouldn't do that. So, I just think that's not fair. Put yourself, IBE, in Darla's shoes. If you had a baby as a result of rape and was raising that baby, how would you want your wife to treat you? Do that.
I don't
It's a
even
lot
know why
going
we. I
on.
don't even know why we have to advocate empathy for a rape victim. But
I
that's
know.
that's America. So it is what it is with that. Anyways, okay, but I would say at the end of the day, Ralph Angel is getting a lot of wins under his belt. You know, let's just wrap it up talking about
He
the
is. Darla
USDA.
in almost every other scene rubbing his back. I said about 3-4 episodes, she pours into that
She
man more
does.
than
She
I
does.
ever. I mean, you couldn't pay me to pour into a man that much. I'm sorry. You gotta come to me full, at least half full. Ralph Angel is empty on every fucking episode, y'all. He's empty. And here come Darla, pouring and pouring
I,
and pouring
I,
and pouring. And he cuts her out the night before his fucking speech.
Darla's a team player. I would not go so far as to say that Ralph Angel was empty. I think Ralph Angel.
Yes, he's
I
empty
know.
on every
Now
episode.
I don't approve of how he's handled the conversations with Darla
Okay.
because I don't approve of him centering himself. I said that last week and nobody agreed with me, but now everybody agrees with me this week. But I think that he has a lot on his plate. I think he's doing the best he can with a stack decked against him, and he keeps fighting. He's doing a lot to unite people. So I do think he's doing a lot, obviously, with huge amount of support from Darla, who's more than her own team player. Aunt Cookie says he's a little beat down. I think that he has justifiable anxiety and doubts given how stacked things are against him. I mean, let's think about it. Like, I mean, he laid it out. He laid it out in terms of you know, the Bordelon not the Bordelons, the Boudreaux. Was it the Boudreaux and the
Landrys?
The Landrys? They're behind 6 months, and after 90 days, 18 months. Okay, 18 months. And Parenthea was behind 90 days, and she got her shit snatched. So there is a lot that he's dealing with, you know, with systemic racism, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I do think that overall he's doing well. And I don't think that she's doing so much more than what a spouse would do, in my opinion, when you're in it together. So, you know, now she has a different, like, she's rubbing on his back and stuff. I'm not really a rubbing the back type of person like that. Every time we have a conversation, we just gonna talk like normal people. But that everybody has different love languages, whatever. So anyway,
Darla coming through with physical touch. She got words of affirmation.
She does.
She got quality time.
She got the bingo
acts of service. Yeah. Mama is coming through for Ralph Angel.
She is
every episode. Okay, I don't even remember the 5th fucking language. Giving gifts,
baby.
Darla is
she's the catch
in every fucking episode. It's exhausting for me.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I don't think that the show is one-sided. I think that they've shown Darla really coming to her own. I even like how in the conversation with Ralph Angel, she isn't letting him bulldoze her as I think it was Erica or Aunt Cookie, one of y'all said it earlier. I think that she's showing that they're on equal footing, and she's going to be supportive, but she's going to draw the line in the sand where she needs to draw the line in the sand. And I respect that about her. So I think that they both are on equal footing. I think that she has a more capacity to pour into him, and he is maybe a little bit more work for him to reciprocate, but I think he's gotten a little bit better. Okay. But anyway, just to wrap it up. So, you know, the old boys club was sitting up there, you know, commiserating before kicking, but representation matters. That's why I'm always pro-black people. Not always, but I'm 99.9% of the time pro-black people in elected officials, because some people are Herschel Walkers and we don't need them up in there. But the white boys thought they had it together. Oh, okay, see you later, bye, bitch. But the black woman, the agricultural commissioner, said, I need to see some receipts and some invoices and some records and some statements and da-da-da-da-da. So shout out to her for coming in and obviously, and I like that Queen Sugar shows this with a lot of the times where you have council meetings, they're going to have education board. Like, they really showed almost every level of government why it matters to have these people in places. So, vote in your local and state elections. Look at RBE saying a black woman came in clutch. I can't believe it. We got
on our
representation. What a turnaround. What a turnaround of events.
Nancy Pelosi class.
Okay, I be she. That's what we gonna call you.
I be she from here on out.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. We're not gonna start nothing.
I have a question. Did they? Because I tried to rewind, but I'm watching it on the own app. Did it show how much the advance check Nova gave? Did it show how much the advance check Nova gave?
No, it did not.
Okay.
It did not show. And I wasn't clear if that advance check was just Nova's check and she's gonna split it, or if that was a check for him. I wasn't sure. They're not getting into
that was
math.
Nice though. Go Nova.
I think if you think about it, Ralph Angel's getting a lot of wins. He got the co-op, they got the mill. He's getting some money from Nova's book. They're getting the little extortion money from Chase.
Hello.
And then this episode, Betty gave him the land for him to do whatever with.
That was beautiful.
That was beautiful. I loved it. So I think there's a lot of good things happening. I think it's going to end exceptionally well. We're going to get some happy endings for Black people against all the odds. Chill. I love that Queen Sugar is going to give us a happy ending. So, any parting final words about this episode? We got a little heated up in here. It's been an hour and 15 minutes. Any final words before we log off?
I'm happy for Billy.
Yes.
Come on, Billy. Let's do this. I'm happy for Micah. I think he's finally found his proper group of people.
Yeah.
I'm interested in seeing what happens between Nova and Dominic. And I hope they give us a Charlie win these next 2 episodes. I don't really have much to say about Vi and Hollywood.
Well, next episode, the whole election, I think, is going to happen for Hollywood. So that was in the preview
that's
for
right.
education.
Running. Okay.
Yeah, so I love that. Erica says, new to your podcast. Happy I find you. Oh, thank you, Erica. Welcome.
Hi, Erica. What's up, girl? You found us.
Ooh, IBE says Imani Parker still need her ass beat.
Oh, I don't think she need her ass beat.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think she need her wig snatched off to just
I'm not feeling the shake and go. She was killing Charlie when it was the Battle of the Bobs 2 seasons ago.
That bob was nice.
Charlie had a little stiff bob. And
Bob was stiff. I can't remember.
Charlie's bob was crunchy. And I can't talk because I need my hair redone, but shit, I ain't on national TV. But Imani, aka Parker, she was killing it with the bob. This little shake and go body wave. I like your body wave season, but the shake and go body wave bang, it wasn't working for me. But a little wig snatch probably wouldn't.
It would humble wig snatch. I think that would humble a light skin.
It depends though, because some of these quick weaves, it's a quick weave versus a wig snatch. You can't snatch off a quick weave. Okay,
that's a wig.
That looks like a wig. That looks like a wig.
But she cool now. She done had Envy chicken and sweet potato pie. So ain't nobody snatching her wig, y'all.
I think she can come back to the fold. She can if Imani shows up. Imani is okay.
Imani is in the game. Yeah. Welcome to the family, Imani.
Yeah, she got out. She got out. She was under the trance, but she has escaped. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now if her mama slapped her, now I tell you what would have been realistic. If when she said don't bite the hand that feeds you, if her mom would have slapped the piss out of her, that would have been realistic.
Brought me back to waiting to exhale when Angela slapped that bitch in the boardroom.
Yes. Ooh, she just walked in and just slapped the bitch.
Yep.
Anyways, this is funny. MD Terp says, "What is a quick week?"
Okay, MD Terp. This is what a quick week when they braid a black woman's hair down, then they put a stocking cap on it. Then they put like gel or they put glue on it, and then they take the weave tracks and then they glue it on like
to the wig
that
cap.
to the
Yeah.
wig cap.
Yeah.
And that's the quick weave. And you tend to use cheaper weave for the quick weave because it's quick. You're not supposed to keep it in as long as it's sewing.
Right.
But now these young bitches is fucking up the game and they using expensive hair for quick weaves, but not us more seasoned bitches. You use cheap hair for quick weave. Now this ain't a quick weave.
That ain't quick weave. That's Michael.
No, this ain't a quick weave. But the quick weave, you mold your real hair down, you put a wig cap on, and then you glue hair onto it. So it's like a wig, but it's glued to your head.
Exactly. It's just basically like old school. You could sew on a wig and you could glue a wig. We just glued the shit on our scalp. That's it. Yeah. That was all we did. It wasn't.
You can buy it in a pack with 15. It's a 15-piece weave.
27 piece. It usually ends with a 7. It's usually a 27 piece.
It already come.
You come cut and everything. All you doing is gluing it down.
Aunt Cookie said, "You gonna put me out, Joe? You gonna put me out, Joe?"
Oh Lord. We need to, you know what? Maybe what we can do is in between seasons, we can like just recap. We can like pick a movie of the week and then come in and recap it. We should do that, huh? But that'd be fun.
Have y'all not seen the resurfacing of You Raggedy Bitch? When she's like, "Don't throw that up here," and he's like, "You raggedy bitch." Y'all haven't seen that audio?
I haven't. No, I haven't. I haven't been seeing it. No, I haven't. It hasn't hit my
y'all video, but it's like I think I saw one video where it was like someone trying to throw a baby up there, and it's like when you trying to get your mama to babysit, and she say no, and you like, "You raggedy bitch."
Wait, MD Turp has one more question. Okay, so yeah, old school. Like, cause did y'all ever glue in a weave? Like, I used to glue in a couple of tracks or whatever.
I used to glue in.
I mean, you wouldn't glue in a whole full head weave. You know what I'm saying?
No, you would glue in a couple of tracks. Cause
you would just glue in a couple of tracks.
Hair back then. We had hair. I don't know what they're doing now, but we had hair back in like 2005. So we just needed a couple of tracks.
It was before clip-ins. It was just, put a little glue. You put it on the weft, and then you put it on your scalp. It was supposed to go on your scalp. Yeah.
And you had to use like oil, like baby oil to get it out.
Yeah, you just put some oil on it.
But now they just do the whole cap.
It's on the cap. It's not on your hair. It's on the cap.
I should show him. Like okay.
No, we got it. We got the picture. Don't put your tracks
down. No, the glue doesn't stick to your scalp. Well, it sticks to your hair, but when you wash your hair, the glue comes out.
Yeah, I mean, old school, it was no caps. It was you just put it on your scalp. New school, that ain't how it's done no more. You just go ahead and you put it on your cap. Or if you, I mean, now you don't have. If you're gonna do anything, just put some little. They got tape ins, they got clip-ons and shit like that. So that's what. Or you get a little U-part wig. Or a V-part or a T-part.
I might need to go to a U-part wig.
A U-part is where it's at too. You know what I'm saying? Except for I had a U-part little bob wig, but unfortunately my little leave out was a little bit too long, so it just really didn't work out that well. But anyways, okay, I think we got it all together, y'all. We got it all
fun. Yes,
it got a little heated. I would say I'm sorry, but I don't apologize. I will just say I'm glad that we brought it back together. Bye, Erica. Bye, Smurfy, MD Turp, on Cookie. IBE, you good for now. We'll see next week. And everybody else who joined us and didn't say anything, have a great week, y'all. Y'all believe next week is fucking Thanksgiving, or am I wrong?
Oh my God.
Is next week not Thanksgiving?
I will be at Mom's house, Reese. So I'm going to visit Reese this weekend, you guys. Yes. We have such a fun weekend planned. I'm excited.
We're gonna have a good
Me
time.
and my sister and my mama And her mom.
Being some hoes in the streets.
Ooh, we would never. We are definitely going to be hitting the streets in style, though. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that.
Well, then Ashley is coming to visit me the first weekend in December. We're real friends, you guys. Like, we
we are. We are.
Yeah.
MD Tarp. Okay. MD Tarp says, thanks for recapping. Go Democrats. I'm just curious because we've been on here. Did Trump announce his candidacy tonight? Does anybody happen to know? I don't know.
I heard that
he was supposed to do
candidacy.
Yeah, I know he's supposed to do something at 9. It's now almost 11. If anybody knows, just 2 seconds. If you guys don't know, then we're gonna go.
I was fucking driving down at 7585 dead in downtown Atlanta on
Wait, on Cookie. Please clarify. Yes, he announced, or yes, what?
He did. Yes.
He did?
He announced his 2024 candidacy.
Okay. You guys, I saw the biggest Herschel Walker fucking flag on the back of a drag a nigga pickup truck dead in the middle of Atlanta. Like, you guys, I live in Atlanta, Georgia, okay? And I really struggle with how much people talk shit to black people who live in Georgia, but y'all do not know what we see on the regular. These motherfuckers they love Herschel Walker out here. It's tough, but I will be at the polls, and trust me, we doing what we can, but y'all, it don't make no sense.
I know.
The biggest flag I've ever seen.
Was it a white person driving the truck?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that tracks. Well, I talked about it. So last week, I'll just say it again. I was on Sirius XM Urban View. I was anchoring the first 2 hours of Sirius Urban View election coverage with my boy Clay. Well, I mean, it was him was the main star, then I'm the co-host, but I was anchoring it with him, and we just had an amazing conversation. And where was I going with this? Oh, okay. So, but I was on the show again on Thursday, and I was talking about capacity in Georgia. 700,000 Black people voted in the on November 8th, and there are over 2 million Black registered voters, active, not just like capable, but actual active voters in Georgia. And so, if Black people vote, and I know people hate to hear that, and well, it ain't our fault. And I said it's not Black people's fault, whoever wins. But if we vote, we get to pick the winner. Like, that's just the numbers in Georgia. Okay. But anyway, all right, y'all. That's it. That is it. For us tonight, it's been fun. It's been real. We will be back next Tuesday. It's 2 more episodes left of Queen Sugar, and then we're going to figure out some way to get together again. I don't know. We can recap something else, or we can just, like I said, maybe we can like pick a movie to recap that everybody watches, and we can come on.
Wait an exhale.
Yeah, we should pick some Black classic movies, because you ever like go back and watch a Black movie and see like, how do I feel about this now that I'm older?
Love and Basketball is trash.
I bet you I would hate Love and Basketball.
I don't know. No.
I bet you I would absolutely hate.
We can't recap it, but it's trash. So y'all.
Yeah. I don't know. But anyways, all right, y'all. So that's it for us. Okay. Bye, y'all. Love Jones. Would Love Jones might piss me off this time again, too.
I ain't never seen it.
Well, my daughter is named off of after Nia Long. So I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Because she a badass bitch in that movie.
You know, Ava, when I named Ava, I didn't name her after Ava DuVernay, but I kept in mind, like, Avas that you know of are beautiful and successful. And so it's just a great name. So, like I said, I didn't name her after her, but it was, she was one of the people that popped up in mind. Like, yeah, Ava's a good name. Like, a lot of people that are Ava are like really fabulous and da-da-da-da-da-da. So anyway, shout out to the 3-letter names, because Chad, I was not trying to do my baby like I was doing. Okay. Season has the cool name between the two of us.
I do.
Anyways, all right. That's it for us for real this time, for the 10th time. Bye, y'all.